Welcome and good evening everybody to the Sim Experience South Africa Formula 4 British Championship of 2022. I've got that all back in front, but I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Right, let's get some of our data up here. I'm a little bit behind here. I should have had this up first, so let's try that again. Welcome to the Sim Experience South Africa British Formula 4 Championship of 2022. I'll be your commentator Dennis Mitchell, and the broadcast director will be SKNY Media. They provide us all your fantastic video overlays that we see and any information and things like that. And for this round we'll be coming to you from Brands Hatch, which is in Kent in the UK. So as we can see, it's round 2 of our championship, of a 8-round championship. We've completed Donington Park previous week. Next week we'll be at Thruxton. The week following that we'll be at Oulton Park. The week following that at the fantastic Croft. Then heading over to Scotland for Knockhill. Then round 7 from Snetterton, and we'll be finishing off at Silverstone. So that will be the championship schedule. At the moment, just for those that have joined that don't know the point standings at the moment, let me show you our season standings. So currently after round 1, we have Mika Abrams on top, having taken the win from Moine Deploy, and Stephen Castellan, who unfortunately spun in the latter stages of the race, allowing Moine to get past. They were probably on for a great battle, and that unfortunately opened up the gap. Ross Human in 4th, Sean Johnson in 5th, Willem Steyn in 6th, Johnny Stander in 7th, Marius van Beek in 8th, Mario Claessens in 9th, and Javi Goos in 10th. This round we'll have a few more drivers showing up, so it won't be quite the same as before. So at this round we have a few extra drivers. Some of the other drivers haven't yet shown up yet. So of our newer drivers we have Hilke, who's now able to make it. He wasn't able to make the previous round. Now on screen you can see Mario Claessens. Last week he wasn't able to drive in his own skin, but this week you can see he's got that fantastic retro Marlboro colour scheme. It looks absolutely amazing. Quite a few retro colour schemes, including Stephen Castellan, who's got the Rothmans colours. So nice shout outs to the motorsporting greats. Just waiting for a few more drivers to join, so hopefully our numbers will still be greater than they were last week. But a few guys probably not going to be able to make it. Also, just looking over at the YouTube channel, if there's anyone there that can just let me know if everything's sounding alright. I know last week I didn't have the audio from the game, which was a problem on my side. I hadn't done something correct, so hopefully everything is correct. It looks like everything's working out alright at the moment, but if it is, just let me know if the sound levels are alright, if you can hear the cars, if you can hear me clearly enough, then just let me know. So we're into qualifying. There's 10 minutes left of the 15-minute qualifying session before they'll head into a 30-minute race with a formation lap. Pit stops are not mandatory, but totally up to the drivers. But a 30-minute race, the tyres should hang in there, but towards the end they'll definitely be not the greatest. So at the moment the track will be gripping up at twice the rate of the usual grip. So as the session progresses and more laps go down, everything should be great. Thank you very much, Denise, saying everything sounds great. Thanks to everyone in the comments as well so far. Have a good friend of mine from the past, Joe Hunter. Good to have you joining us. Joe Hunter, by the way, is someone I've grew up racing back on the day of Xbox 360. We used to race together. Great friend of mine. Actually comes from Kent in the UK, so this was his, or is his, home track. He's no longer in the UK, but yes, he used to be able to watch the races live from the grandstands there, so one of the lucky few, or lucky few of our viewers that have done that. Well, there we see Hilke going off. Unfortunately there seems to be a problem with Hilke's skin. The picture below shows what it should look like, and yet for some reason we have a black skin. See, Johnny Stander has now joined us as well, so glad he could make it. We have a few more drivers that should be on their way, so hopefully we will have another driver or two So at the moment we're up to what we were last week. We should be 1 or 2 more. Kind of hoping that Adrian Nell will be joining as well. He's another fantastic fast driver. We'll be exchanging paint at the front. So looking forward to having him joining us. I know he did a couple of laps in practice. Unfortunately the server changed since then, so hopefully he'll be able to join. I know some of the guys have had a problem joining, but we've had to help him out. Husky says also seems good then. Good stuff. Thank you very much. Who is Husky News? I don't recognize the name. But you're calling me Den, so I presume you're someone who knows me. Good to have you there though. At least we can hear the car sounds, not just my voice this week, which is much better. So this is a fantastic track. Definitely one of my favorites. One of my favorite turns, unfortunately, has been changed over the years due to safety, which was Dingle Dell, which used to be a little chicane. So you used to go into Dingle Dell, and directly from Dingle Dell you had Sheen Curve. Nowadays that's sort of one curve. But still fantastic. In a car it's sort of one line. On the bike it would be one line anywhere. It would be a sort of double apex, but the line you would take is pretty much the same. But it was just nice going sort of apex to apex. Let's see if I can perhaps show you an onboard lap with someone who's been qualifying. Let's see. Jump on board with. Perhaps go with Steven since he's currently the fastest. Whereabouts is Steven? Alright, so Steven is coming up to Dingle Dell, I think. Just gone through Westfields. See if I can get my track names correct. Oh, here's Dingle Dell now. Then through Sheen. Then down to Sterling's. Of course the camera would change. Right, going through Sterling's, heading towards Clearways. Another fantastic thing about this track is all the homage to all the fantastic drivers, British drivers of the past. We're going through Clearways, through the Park Curve, crossing the main straight, heading towards Knockhill. Fantastic line when as it drops away like that. It's really, really fantastic. Especially fantastic in VR as well for those that use VR. Or any spins, unfortunately. Some of the other names of the corners we have Surtees, of course, named after the great John Surtees, the only and fantastic achievements, the only Formula 1 and MotoGP world champion, although back then I don't think it was classed MotoGP, but top MotoGP bike class in the world. So he's a world champion in bikes and cars. We have Sheen Curve, which is also named after another British biker, Barry Sheen, who was a character in his own right, a fantastic character. We have Sterling's, which is named after the great Sterling Moss, one of my favourite British drivers of all time. Yeah, really fantastic hearing those names. We're up to 11 drivers, so we have Sean Coggle has now joined us. Hopefully we'll have Ross Human also joining us shortly. I'm not sure who else. So looking at our standings at the moment, we have, with just under 5 minutes left to go, we have Stephen in pole. Only just, that is a fantastic time. That's the fastest by 0.054. 0.294 faster than Mona Duploy. Sorry, in second place was Mika Abrams. Mika has now taken the top spot at 23.8. Really thrashing the car around there. See how the car's moving around. Third place Mona Duploy. In fourth place Donnie Stander. In fifth place Willem Steen. Sixth place Andre Hildebrand. In seventh place Rian van der Westhuizen. Third place. I'm sure he wishes he was at the moment. In 8th place, Mario Claessens. In 9th place, Karvik Goos. In 10th place, Hilke Verenige. And in 9th place, having not yet done a time, is Sean, no, if I'm pronouncing this right, it's Kogel. Was it Kogel? Kogel? Not too sure how I'm meant to pronounce that. Oh, my bad, sorry, Husky News. I didn't recognize the name. That's my good friend Brett. Awesome to have you, Brett. I sworn the last time you were on you had a different name. Maybe that's your new name for your news channel. There's a nice news channel for you guys all to follow. Husky News. Okay, heading on for a good lap now. Let's see, is he gonna go for a personal best? Well, we won't be seeing it because the camera's changed. Let's try and get on board with Mick again. Cameraman maybe thinks Willem was on for a good time. Well, it was his personal best. Right, let's get on board with Mick and see if we can... lost it. Have bad luck catching the guys just as they're spinning. Right, Stephen. Right, he wouldn't stay on board with Stephen. Up down paddock hill. Whoa, right on the edge of the grip there, that was fantastically held. Wow, right through Druids. Drift nice and wide, maximum. The curbs are deceptive, you can actually go right over the curbs. There's like a brick on the outside which looks like it's part of the grass. If he was going to Surtees, we've lost our camera on him, so let's see if we can get on board again. Right. Going up into this Hawthorns. This is the Pilgrim's drop, so I'm getting my corners wrong. So this will be Hawthorns here. Hawthorns in Westfields, and up to Dingledale. Looking at Morrow in front of him. Oh, and just touching the curb. And seeing his name there, that's TPFMBH. After the race I was asking, I didn't know what that meant, and I should have worked it out. In our TCR championship, he has a fantastic skin with toilet paper all over it. So he said he survived the great toilet paper debacle due to COVID. So that's a reference to Beavis and Butthead. So that's TP for my bunghole. If I'm getting that right. I can't remember my Beavis and Butthead phrases that clearly, but they were pretty funny. Donnie Stander sitting solid in 4th at the moment. Deploy surprisingly only 3rd. In practice he had managed a 23.4 or 23.5. So he should be, unless he's just not been capable of getting a clean lap in so far. Like a spinning there. I think as the track is gripping up, the guys are probably going to start getting a bit braver with the throttle and the braking points and maybe just pushing a little bit too hard. Cars also quite loose, so once they go, they're not the easiest cars to hold. Alright, the session is now over. Mika has finished in pole. Stephen has now finished across the line, so his is over. Can no longer challenge. Oops. Caught out there by Mario. Let's see, perhaps Monet might be on a good lap. Let's see. Nope. Once again, as I go to change to the cameras, the guys go off. Alright, so let's then have a look at our final standings for qualifying. Monet is doing a nice slow motion move there. Right, Miko in pole. 23.8. Stephen Castling in 2nd. Monet Deploy in 3rd. Donnie Stander in 4th. Fantastic for Donnie. 5th is Willem Steen. In 6th is Andre Hildebrand. In 7th, Jan van der Westhuizen. In 8th, Mario Claessens. In 9th, Harvey Goos. In 10th, Ilke Vereniger. And alone on the back of the grid is Sean Knockhill. I'm sure he'll do better as the race progresses. I think some of the guys didn't manage to get good timing. Positions might not be reflective of their true pace. Alright, so let's jump to an ad break and I'll catch you on the other side. Alright, and we're back. Alright, let's, while everyone's out on their formation lap, let's have a look at our starting order for those that have just joined us. For some reason it doesn't want to show. Right, there we go. Starting in pole position, Mika Abrams for Red Bull Junior. Stephen Castellan in second before my bunghole. René Dupoy for Fulcrum Racing. Fifth was Donnie Stondo for GDR Racing, and Fulcrum Racing's Willem Steyn in fifth, Andre Hillebrands and Links for sixth, Rian van der Westhuizen for Alwin in seventh, Mario Claessens in fifth, Harvey Gross in ninth, Hilk Relicke for Alwin Racing in 10th, and Sean Cockle for Bremer Power Team. Alright. Those that aren't aware, let's have another quick look at our schedule for the year, for the season. We're currently Brands Hatch round 2, round 3 from Thruxton, round 4 from Oulton Park, round 5 from Croft, round 6 some experienced British Formula 4 2022 Championship. Rian van der Westhuizen dropping it on the outlap. Right, I am your commentator Dennis Mitchell and your broadcast director is Skinny Media. Right, so let's get everything up and running. Right, as the drivers will now be taking their place. Start. Hopefully everyone has made it through safely. I know Rian had spun there, but hopefully he didn't get any damage or collect anyone else in the process. Right, so this could be a very tight race for the front three guys. I think the rest are going to be pretty close, but I don't think they're going to be able to challenge for the podium. So I think the podium is likely to be Mika, Steven and Monet. In which order, that's another story. Alright, so here we go. Let the drivers get everything ready, revving up the engines. Let's get rid of our screens there. Right, let's start to rev the engines. Down 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're off. Getting a little bit of wheel spin there, getting sideways, but actually man, some drive still. Still challenging on the outside. Just gonna have. I think Mick has got this. Taking the line. With the gap to Monet quite slow off the line there. Right, so it's everyone's hold their position. Like Willem Steyn is the one that's made up the most places, and Mickey running slightly wide than Willem Steyn up to 4th place. Great start for him, and Andre Hildebrandt up to 5th. Barney Stander having a bit of a bad start down to 7th. Have a look and see what has happened with Donnie. Why is Donnie backwards? Donnie has his behind Jan van der Westhuizen. This battle between the two of them, I'm sure Donnie's trying his best to get past right now. Hildebrandt sitting nice and close behind Willem. I think in practice these guys are kind of struggling with the grip levels and the way the car is a bit twitchy and losing it a lot. Now that they're in race mode, I'm sure they can have their sights on someone else, and lap times I'm sure will improve, as well as consistency. Drift nice and wide onto the it's a bit of a tighter line. Kind of see it in the camera work there as I go. That's grip work on the left there. Drive nicely on that, and there's plenty of grip there. Pretty much the whole car over onto that and gain a 10th or 2. So right, what's happening? The front is just pulling away slightly. It's going to be a repeat of the previous round. Mick just getting in the front and saying goodbye to everyone. Let's hope not. Willem just gone off. I'm very surprised that Monet hasn't been challenging. He certainly had the pace out practice. Just didn't come together for him in qualifying, and for some reason it's not coming together in the race either. Oh, Hilke's pulling there. Hopefully next week we'll have Hilke's skin sorted out. Not sure what the problem was. Simone Deploy is now set the fastest lap of the race. It's surprisingly slow, over 126.7. Maybe they're just waiting for the tyres to warm up properly. He's already on the back of Monet. Was Monet taking the lead? He has. How did we miss that? And where is Steven disappeared to? Steven is now down to 4th place. Somehow I missed everything. Not too sure what happened, but our 1st and 2nd place have dropped. So Mika is now on the rear end of Monet Boy. So no pressure for Monet. Championship leader currently sitting right behind him. A nice onboard here. Dingledale and through Sheen. Sterling's. Get a nice run down into Clearways. I don't think so. Nice defensive line, although Mika might have a bit better drive here. Looks like he will. Clark curve, he seems to be side by side and possibly even a fraction ahead. He can take a wider line here, but I don't think Monet will. able to carry enough momentum and oh, almost lost it there, but he's got the inside. And our cameraman decides to move. Don't know why our cameraman is showing the pass in slow motion as well, of all things. Right, so we're back to live footage, and Monet is still ahead. So he obviously did make a move, which I think would have been into Druids. Right, so lots of little battles throughout the field here. Seems packs of two seem to be very popular. Now behind Andre Hildebrand, who's doing fantastic at the moment. He's currently in 3rd place. And as I say that, he's run wide. Commentators, sorry Andre, that one's on me. But still fantastic 4th place, although you've now got Willem right behind you. So a nice battle here for 3rd place. Somehow Donny's Thunder has snuck up into 4th. While in the mix there has got through them, so yeah, the guys are changing places pretty fast. As we see our Alwin Automotive aluminium sliding windows promotion banner at the top. Good time to thank them for their contribution and keeping us going. Without them we wouldn't be doing all this, so we aren't getting it all sideways there. So thanks very much to Alwin for always sticking with us. Of course, you'll see the Alwin logo on every car. The Alwin logo and the SKNY Media are 2 regulars. Let's see what's happening with leaders. So Monet and Mick, the gap actually bigger. I think that's just due to some slides. He looks pretty confident at the moment, getting the car sideways, not fearing it being sideways. I think some guys will be fearing it sideways. Because if it goes, you're pretty much in the barren in these. The damage, you lose a wing, that's the end of your race. He's pushing, it's closing slightly. Previous lap was a fraction slower than Monet. Definitely faster in this lap so far. Sector 1 about 2/10 faster than Monet. 39.9 was Monet had a 40.1. Best time at the moment set by Monet at 24.3 and a 24.5 set on the previous lap by Mika. 24.8 by Steven. I think Mika's got the pace, he's really challenging Monet here. Everywhere. Gonna have a look into clearways. Is he gonna wait? He's gonna wait. Gonna drive here. Might go for it here up the inside into Paddock Hill. He's going around the outside, he's gonna try. Maybe square it off slightly, get a nice drive and go for a move into Druids. Mario coming into play as well, that could be a good time. Nope, when he covers off Druids. Mario having made a mistake there. Right, go through Surtees. Maybe using all of the runoff there. Hawthorns. I can do my corners wrong again. That was, I think, Surtees, right. Down Pilgrims drop to Hawthorns. in the Derek Minter Straight. Westfields. And then into my favourite corner, Dingle Dell. Monet running wide. Has Mickey got through? He has indeed. Between Dingle, Dell and Sheen, he's run wide. Allowed Mickey to take it with ease. So now the chase is on for Monet. Can Monet now pressure Mika? It's like neither one wants to lead. Right, Monet is pretty close to Mika, so any pressure Mika? They did set the fastest lap in the previous lap of a 24.3. No, sorry, that is the current fastest lap. It wasn't the previous lap. He did a 25.6 and Mika did a 25.0. We have a DNF for Hilke, so unfortunately that incident he had wasn't able to recover from it. Fantastic on board here with Monet. Team fighting the cars moving around. See the hands on the steering wheel, the amount of input you need to the car. Very active car this. You can't relax. And now it's Mika's turn to do the exact same thing that Monet did the lap before. They just don't want to lead. But at this rate we're going to have Steven catching up, and then Steven will take the lead. Unless he doesn't want to take the lead either. Steven at the moment is 7 seconds back. So if he's carry on like this, then he stands a chance of catching. At the moment, Andre Hildebrand still holding off fourth from Willem Steyn in fifth, and in sixth place Donnie Stander, in seventh Sean Coggle, and in eighth Garby Coast, ninth Rian van der Westhuizen, and Mario Claessens in 10th. Right, so let the battle commence once again. Will Monet run wide again? It's like a dance going on between these two. Then getting a bit twitchy there. Quite hairy on the entry of it. I want it to be going sideways, like I see Mario's in the pits as well. So he's obviously had an incident, decided to for repairs. Right, Monet and Mika both managing to stay on track through Dingle Dell. Monet setting the fastest first sector on this lap. Personal best in sector 2. Is he going to set the fastest lap time as he crosses the line? Now let's have a look. 24.185. Yes indeed. 3 tenths faster than Mika over 24.278. 2 tenths faster, 3 tenths faster. My math on the fly doesn't seem to be that great. Steven behind them doing it 24.7, so his pace is not further back. Unfortunately, the gap is just too big. 7.8 seconds at the moment. 7.8 to the leader and 7. Well, it says interval of 7.2, but the gap is 7.8, so. Not sure where those 14s come in. Right, let's have a look at what's happening further back. There's Steven all in his own, 7 seconds behind them. For a solid podium at least. Unless the leaders decide to run off a few more times, which is completely possible. Let's have a look at Andre Hildebrand, also alone in 4th place. I think he's chosen. That I believe is one of the ADAC skins. 5th place we have Willem Steyn, also full in zone. Teammates of course to Monet Deploy, our current leader. The team will be doing well. You have Mika again. Up inside of Monet running wide there. Mick having to set the fastest lap of the race as well. Looks like they're really pushing hard. They keep running wide. Right, so Monet has now lost quite a lot of time. Can't even see Micker at the moment. It doesn't look like it. Alright, he can just do about 2.5 to 3 seconds back. Make the timing screens to update the week to 2.9 seconds. So Monet has now dropped it again. Will Micker do the same? We're just past the halfway mark in the race. So as we were going down the field, looking just now, let's have a look at Sean has just taken 6th place from Johnny. I think on the previous lap it was the other way around. So Sean's slowly progressing through the field. We're up to, well, the timing screen's saying 6th, but yet on the screen there it's showing 7th. Unless that's our number is in number 7. Which yes it is, sorry. Alright, and behind him we have Donnie Stander, who's seemingly gone back slowly, so unless he's made a mistake. He had pretty good pace. Talking about pace, we just set the fastest lap again over 24.0, so he's definitely opened the floodgates and the lap time's coming until he drops it again. Right, in 8th place we have Donnie's teammate, father-in-law, Gavigo's. So, most successful South African Formula V champion. Struggles a bit in the sims, but in real world he's definitely someone you have to fight pretty hard to beat him. Like I said, the most successful Formula V champion in South African history, so great having him joining us. Here we have Rian right behind Monet, so Monet having passed Rian now. Rian's struggling as well this track. On the tracks he's really gelled well at, and unfortunately going off there was Harvey. Rian is not doing as good as he would like. Some tracks he's definitely a bit happier than others. Quite found his rhythm around here yet. Make a bit of an onboard and have a look at Monet further up the road. See what Monet is doing different. Now some parts where you can see a noticeable difference and others you can't, but let's see Monet I think taking a slightly wider line in. Let's get Monet taking a wider line in. Seeing a bit more of the track on the exit. I think Rian's confident enough to use the full width of the track. That could just be he's not confident the feel of the car around here, or he's been off one too many times and he's just trying to head safe rather at the end. Alright, so Monet has just set the fastest first sector so far, but he is 3.8 seconds back, and that's a long way back with only 12 minutes to go. Mid-race results. Micker in the lead. Micker Abrams from Monet Deploy from Stephen Castellan. Andre Hildebrandt. Stephen has just gone past Rian, I believe. Willem Steyn in 5th. Sean Goggle in 6th. 7th we have Barney Stander. Brian van der Veste is in 8th. We're currently on board with Gavigo's in 9th. Mario Parsons in 10th, and Hilke Veronica was 11th, but unfortunately had a DNF. So slightly higher numbers this week, only one extra driver. Unfortunately we were hoping to have a few more than that. Expecting probably 15, maybe 16 guys, but unfortunately some just couldn't make it. So hopefully next week they will, and we'll have probably around 15 drivers, maybe 16. So unfortunately this week we were missing our most consistent driver, Sean Johnson, who's pretty much always there but not able to make it tonight. Also a new driver that hasn't yet driven, that has signed up but hasn't made it yet, is Blake Kruger. Ross Human not able to make this race tonight either. Morris van Wyk not able to make it. Jason Macbeth hasn't yet been able to make either of the rounds. Of course is a teammate of Nico Abrams and will definitely be a challenge. Sean Olivier also wasn't able to make it tonight, not sure why. Heidemann also not been able to make it yet, so waiting on him. So a few drivers waiting in the wings, and of course Adrian Nell. So very good, very fast. I believe Namibian Formula 4 driver. Lots of Namibian drivers join us regularly, so good to have guys from other countries joining us, and neighbouring countries. Quite a few guys from the UK join as well, but it's mostly South Africans. After into the final third of the race, the last 10 minutes. And Mika has, at some point while I was explaining all that, has also thrown it away again. This to be the pattern of the race. Monet now in the lead, and Stephen is now 3.5 seconds behind him. So once again, with them changing places, Stephen is just hanging in there and slowly keeping up with him. And Stephen can actually see them now. So if we have a look at Stephen on board, we can actually see them in front of him now. So they're in his sights. That also might spur him on a bit more. Previous lap did a 23.7, sorry, not the previous, the lap before that, so fastest lap of 23.797. He's just set his fastest of 24.114. Stephen has just set his personal best in the final sector. So I'm pretty sure Stephen is now seeing them and pushing a bit harder. So let's see, will they go off in front of him, and will he? As I say that, we see some dirt being kicked up. The gap has actually increased slightly from 3.6 to 3.8. So the two in front are definitely pushing a bit harder, but it's the offs that are allowing Stephen to stay in contention. So Andre at the moment in 4th place is 34 seconds behind, so pretty sure that will be between these top three. In the dirt. Back on board with following Monet. Clearways, going down past the main straight. Towards Knockhill with a couple of points in hand for Monet. Getting a bit sideways though, and running wide again. And once again, SKNY takes the lead from Monet due to a mistake. So neither one wanting to lead. So where will Nick now relinquish the lead? Running wide again, but managing to keep it going. So we're on board again with Steven, and you can still see them in his sights. They're still 3.8 seconds ahead. Gap between Monet and Mick is now 8 tenths, so it's actually probably one of the largest gaps it's been. Let's have a look as we go further down the field. Let's have a look at Donny Stander, solid in 6th place. Can't see anyone else. Sean behind him, also can't see anyone else. In front of Estes, and everyone's in open air at the moment. Harvey can see Willem, but Willem is a lap ahead of Harvey. Mario unfortunately going off. Has he beached it? I hope not. Be so careful that you don't beach the car here. Doing well to try and rejoin safely. So careful that you don't spin it up and it just spins sideways and you take out someone else. So a safe rejoin there. Andre in 4th place. Airways. Right, so let's have a look at Steven. So Steven is now 4 seconds behind, so slowly drifting back. We're doing a 23.3 on the previous lap. I think Mick is now stamping his authority. Monet answer with 4.5 minutes left. Mick once again pushing the limits. So is Monet running wide there. Pretty consistent in running wide, nothing up dirt. Putting a big gap again. Definitely a bit faster through clearways. I see the gap's now up to 1.1 seconds. So it's the first time it's spinning off and out of kill there. It's the biggest gap, and Mick running slightly deep into the braking zone there. And the gap slightly there, and running wide there as well, also possibly losing a bit of momentum, so maybe Monet still has a chance. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Sitting waiting for someone to make a mistake. Expecting it to be Mika since he is leading. It keeps happening to the leader. See how Monet's car is snaking around there. They're really pushing these tyres, must be near the end. Obviously the nature of the track and undulations, it's maybe putting the tyres through a bit more load and they're struggling a bit more with the tyres. Gap now to 1.3 seconds, so Mick is slowly pulling away. I think barring a mistake, he should have it in the bag. Maybe getting his hands tighter on the championship trophy. 2 rounds done and possibly 2 victories. Definitely not what Monet and Steven want to be seeing is Mika winning all the races. They need to be putting up a fight and keeping Mika behind them if they want to fight for the championship. Right, Rian going for a move up on Sean here. That's for position. Looks like Sean has been off. He's missing his front wing, so he's going to try and hang on there with only 2 minutes left. He's probably best to try and just hang in there. Otherwise, if he pits, he's likely to lose a place to possibly Harvey and even Mario. If the car is performing alright, then let's just hang in there, but probably going to be understeering quite a lot. You definitely don't want understeer around this track. Having to back off a lot more without the grip. But he's not losing too much time, so, well, certainly relative to Rian. So I think he'll be safe. If he can hang on at this pace, then he probably won't pit. I think with just under a minute and a half left, Harvey won't be catching him. He's got about a 40-second gap on Harvey at the moment. Right, so our gap between Monet and Mika has seemingly come down again. Is that because Mika has run wide? I'm going to presume so, because the lap times aren't showing anything. Mika's definitely been slow in the first sector by about a second actually. They're running wide there. So 40 seconds left. Will they finish this lap and have another lap, or will that be our final lap? pretty sure they'll get round to the finish and there'll be one more lap. They're trying really hard. Who are they catching up to? It's probably close. Are they going to be able to pass before clearways? No. So he's going to maybe get a bit of a slipstream from Harvey and then go up the inside into Knockhill, I guess. He's already going up the inside, so through the Clark curve, getting up the inside of Harvey. And they actually lost a bit of time there. But he at least still has Mika in his sights. Sideways there. Right, so we're into the final lap. Mika keep it on the track to take the second victory, really running it wide. And all over the show. Pretty drastic. Right, we're now into Pilgrim's Drop. Pilgrim's Drop Hawthorne for the final time. Right, to Dingledell. Got a drift there. That wasn't Dingledell. That was Westfield. Now into Dingledell. So let's have a look now. Our leader with the gap increasing to 2 seconds with just clearways between him and victory. Comes to the Clark curve. Takes his second victory for the championship for the season so far. Nay taking second, Stephen taking third. Andre Hildebrandt. Fourth place with Willem Steyn going to be taking fifth, but still a way to go. So on board with Andre for the rest of the lap. Heading up to Dingledell. Slightly wide. And coming across the line to take a solid fourth place. Well done to Andre on that. That's a great result. Willem Steyn in fifth place. A long way back actually. So Willem Steyn now going on the second last corner, down towards the final corner, clearways. So 1 and a 5 for Team Fulcrum Racing. Points for the team championship. Right, Donnie Stond has already finished. Rian van der Westhuizen has finished. Sean is yet to finish. His car looking a bit second hand. He has now finished the race. Harvey has finished as well, and Mari has finished. Of course, Hilke, unfortunately, not making it to the end. So we're going to leave it there, head off to an ad break, and then find the guys for an interview. believe we are live, so if everyone can just confirm that we have sound. Hopefully we do, everything looks fine.
Hello.
Alright, so I believe your sound is coming through. So right, in the studio with us we have our race winner Mika Abrams, second place Mornay Deploy, and unfortunately we don't have third place with us, so instead we have fourth place Andre Hildebrandt. Good to have you joining us tonight. Let's start with Mika. Mika, you had quite an interesting race yourself and Mornay. It seemed like the two of you, neither of you wanted to lead. You kept taking the lead and then going off, and then the other doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I felt lots of pressure from him because it was such an intense race and I didn't want to make a mistake, and that's exactly what I did. But thankfully, he made a bigger mistake and I had a big enough lead to nurse my car home to the end.
And I see in the comments we have Denise Abrams. Is that your mother?
Yes, that's my mother.
Nice to have your mother supporting you and you're driving, shouting out for you there. And then second place Mornay. Talk us through your race. I mean, once again, as I said with Mika there, going off every time you're in the lead, it's like you just didn't want to be in front.
Yeah, I think first of all, congrats to Mika. Yeah, that was, like you said, intense. But it's always good to have racing like that, like full on 30 minutes, and we were literally seconds apart, so it was really good. And then, yeah, it actually went pretty well in the beginning because, Mika went off in the beginning at the start, and I thought, well, early mistakes, and here's my chance. And then I ended up making mistakes as well. And I can't remember what lap it was, but I went off the fourth last corner, I think, and then Mika followed me through as well. But luckily we both stayed off the walls and continued. But yeah, and there was a bit of traffic as well. I'm sure Mika also kind of experienced the traffic and some like back markers and stuff, which made it interesting. So, but yeah, definitely a great race, and yeah, just looking forward to the next one already.
Yeah, I saw towards the end you were catching up to Harvey, I think, and I think Mika definitely caught him in a better part of the track. You caught him right into the clearways, the final corner, so you definitely lost a bit of time on Mika there.
Yeah, Mika also said we spoke just a little bit after the race, and yeah, my front left tire was down to like 60% or something like that, and he also said it was also low. But that front left tire just gets killed around here. And once it goes, this little Formula 4 car is pretty, nice to handle. Like the handling's pretty good on it for the most part. It's not like a usual like Formula car you'd expect. As soon as you lose control, you're just gone. But when the tires are gone as well, then you definitely got hardly any chance. So I did a few saves during the race as well, which I'm pretty glad about, because I know Steven was about 3 seconds at one stage behind me, 4 seconds from our mistakes. So yeah, just stoked with the second actually. So still keeping up at the front there to Mika. So yeah, should be good.
Yeah, he's still in the fight at least. Unfortunately, Mika's now got 2 victories, so he's got a bit of a gap on you. But yeah, it seemed like a great race between the two of you. Unfortunately, Steven isn't here, but it would have been nice to have heard his point of view, because he definitely looked like he was in it the way you guys were going off and regularly losing places, losing time.
Yeah.
He actually brought the gap down from 8 seconds down to about 3.5 seconds, and then at that point you guys stopped going off and pulled away from him.
Yeah, I thought it was 3. I remember just looking down at my relative and thinking, yeah, 3 point something, and then yeah, it's just luckily I didn't lose another place, because yeah, that gap between Mika and I would have been even greater.
Yeah. And then, Andre, great to have you joining us with your 4th place as well. A great result for you. You're also lucky enough to pick up some of the other places through the field, making a few mistakes, but you have to be there to get it, and you put in a solid drive. So congratulations on a solid 4th place.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, it's not something that you often do, is get a 4th place. So you slowly worked your way through the field. So you're definitely doing all right with these cars and gelling with them.
Yes, I was battling to keep up with Donington and staying there, but I just kept a consistent and constant speed, and that paid off because they made more mistakes, and yeah, I managed to bag my 4th just
Yes.
through consistency more than anything else.
Well, that's definitely one way
Yeah.
of doing it. So as long as you get it, that's the main thing. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dennis.
And then I guess for the three of you, I'll start with Mika. Any shout-outs from your guys' point of views?
No.
No. Okay. And Monet, then your side.
Oh, classic. Yeah, no, just to everyone, whoever's in the YouTube channel watching, Ross was there. I know I just saw a couple of comments from him. So thanks to the guys for watching the race on YouTube. And yeah, hope to see you guys at the next race. It should be good. And then to you, Dennis, for the commentating, streaming, that sort of thing for tonight. Thank you. And to everyone involved. Yeah, and especially Alwin for our sponsor.
And Andre, anyone from your point of view you wanted to thank or bring up?
I just want to thank Monet for getting me involved because I got a fourth year and
You're welcome, hey. Great result, Andre. Yeah, I actually was meant to say that just now. Great result for you, man.
yeah, thank you. And shout out to you, Dennis, and anyone watching, everybody that.
Thanks.
I got shout out.
Now he wants to shout out.
Shout out to my parents and Sim Experience SA for hosting all of this, and thank you to Dennis for commentating over this, and thank you to everyone
All right.
watching.
Thanks very much. And
Thank you,
thanks to
Mika.
your mom as well.
Thank you, Mika, for making it a great championship thus far as well, man. Hopefully it goes like this towards the end.
Yes.
Hopefully.
And I see Ross is commenting as well in the YouTube comments here. So unfortunately not able to make the race due to some technical issues, but hopefully you'll be able to make the next one. I know you guys did try your best to get him in, but yeah, just not able to make it at the last minute. But alright then, I guess that's it. Thanks to everyone, and we will catch you all at the next one then, which is the next round. Thruxton, I believe.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
Thruxton.
So Thruxton will be next week. That'll also be quite a tough track, I'm sure. But I'm sure you guys will be ready and take the fight again to Mika there, Monet, and maybe this time you can get the win, unless Stephen has something to say about it, or possibly if Adrian even joins us, then it'd be nice to have him fighting with you guys at the front, then maybe it'll be a four-way dice.
Yeah. I was actually looking forward to Adrian actually joining. I'm sure like there's a couple of guys that were, especially me and you. But yeah, hopefully next week is he joins and other guys join as well. But yeah, Thruxton's going to be a lot of speed. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Alright, then I'll say goodbye and thanks to everyone, and thanks again to our sponsor Alwin for everything they do for us, and of course SKNY Media for all your fantastic media you give us, all the videos and overlays and things. And to all our viewers that have watched, thank you everyone for sticking through. My friend Joe Hunter, good to have you with us. All the family members, Denise Abrams and Ross Human and Farouk Abrams, thank you as well for joining, and everyone else, my friend Brett in the comments as well, thank you as well, and everyone else who I've missed. Nathan, I see there's quite a few names I've missed. We even have Laser Cutter. Thank you very much to Laser Cutter, who, by the way, we will hopefully be using his track in one of our rounds, so thank you very much for joining and watching, and hopefully giving us a fantastic track to replace the one that we were going to use. So thank you very much, and we will catch you all at Thruxton. See you all at the next round.